What's up, fellas? It's Mark Parson, Cornerback Pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints, and now I'm coaching you guys up. Today we got Asante Samuel, arguably one of the best cornerbacks of all time. Not a huge guy, not a super fast guy either, man. So a lot of people are like, how in the world could he play at this level so well, man? Some people you'd be like, yeah, he just got a knack for the ball, man. They know ball. Their football IQ is high. They've been playing forever, right? So they've been playing their whole life. Obviously, had some good teams, some good coaches, so his environment helped him. But then some guys go that extra mile and watch a whole lot of film. You know, some people's minds work certain ways. So that's what my goal is to program you guys to make this second nature. How many hours of film are you watching every day? Well, I watch 4 hours of film. Are you asking your coaches questions? Are you a person that enjoys learning and then applying that information? So then when you get on the field, you may not be the biggest, fastest guy, even though I want you to work towards that. But guess what? You can take it to the next level because mentally, with your technique and mentally, down and distance. And we're going to talk about this in this play. You know what kind of routes they like to run out of this. You know what type of quarterback you're going into. You know what receiver you're going against. So when you get to that level, man, it's almost like, oh man, he's playing. It's so easy to him. Well, God, he put in the work. He put in the time. I'm telling you, man, it takes you to a whole nother level, yo. And I honestly wish that I would have, even if I would have known what I know now back then. And I'm a guy who worked. They used to call me a technician. You understand? So pay attention. Santi Samuel, I haven't done a video on him, but I did do a video on his son. Um, he's one of the best corners in the nation, I think, right now. All right, so let's watch the first clip. So he's playing up at the top, going against Rex Grossman and the Bears. Makes a play in the quick game. Interception. Nice. Oh yeah, hey, I got this from his Instagram. Shoot, you see it? Hey, yo, follow him, man. You know me. Follow the guy, Mr. Pick Six. Man, he made some huge plays over the years. I'm talking about. I mean, think about it. He's played for some of the best teams. Made some huge plays in playoff games, big time games. I mean, his numbers are amazing, yo. But there's a reason for his numbers, man. All right, so look, let's watch this. Also, guys, remember my milestone for this channel. My milestone goal for this channel, my first one is to get to 1,000 videos. So I'm not really near that yet. So we're gonna make a lot of videos on zone coverages and all this, other stuff. We're gonna get that. I do want to rep this out though. All right, I want to rep this out. He's playing basically off man. It looks like, right? And he's in the quick game. So let's watch it. To the untrained eye, a person would just see this guy and be like, oh, he just made a play. That's awesome. We're fans, right? All right, so if you're on my channel, you're not a fan, you're a student. I'm a student. We're gonna always be students. We're always gonna be analyzing stuff and improving our skills and improving our eye. You want to train your eye, right? So let's watch it. All right, we're at the top. What are we first looking at? So let's look at a lot of things, man. First of all, we need to know the down and distance. So right now it's 3rd and 5. That means we got to get off the field. So just don't go out there blind, just not knowing what you're doing, where we are. You always got to be consciously aware, and that's the lesson in life. Where are you now, right? So 3rd and 5. What is their personnel? So are they in 10 personnel, 11 personnel, 12 personnel? If you don't know that, you need to learn that. Well, how do you tell personnel? And I did a video on this. What does that mean to you? Well, it may be a heavy running play. It may be a passing play. They may be trying to spread us out. You need to analyze and process this information very fast. 3rd and 5. What are my passing threat? What coverage are we in? Where are the sticks? Right here. Where are the sticks? What quarterback am I going against? What receiver am I going against? You see why I say you need to be watching film as much as possible? When you watch film, I'm talking like 2 to 4 hours. Really, my top guys, if you really want to be great, I say 4 hours a day. Why would you say 4 hours a day, Mark? Well, guess what? At least 4 hours a day. Because in the NFL, and I want you guys to have a pro mindset. I don't care if you're in youth football, if you're in high school or college. If you have a pro mindset, then you'll look that much better than everybody else. The reason for that is because when you're in the NFL, you watch more than that because you're there at the facility all day. It's your job. So those guys, I mean, that's a given. You're going to watch way more than 4 hours a day. Okay. So you younger guys, I'm just giving you tips, man. Go ahead and do it. All right, and then we talk about alignment. So depending on the coverage, depending on what your coach picks you for you on your scheme, is going to be alignment, right? So we're 3-by-1. We're over here by ourselves. So understand we can kind of play. The balls on this hashes. The hashes are different from high school, college, to pro, right? But still, it's a closer throw. It's an easier throw. He's short. So Rex Grossman, I played with him in Texas for the Texans. He's not a tall guy. All right, he doesn't really have big hands either. So it's kind of usually hard for them to see over the line. So a 3-step drop over here will be a lot easier throw for him. So all of this, like that's why I talk about football IQ, especially for my college guys. I'm like, hey, are you smarter than your coach? Or do you know more than your coach? Most likely not. So guess what? You need to be around your coach more. You need to study film with him. You need to watch film with him privately. You need to ask him questions so you can get his eye, and then eventually study so much film. You're smarter than him. You become a player coach. Guess what? You move fast, right? Yeah, all right. So the more you understand, that's how I coach. That's how I teach. The more you understand, the faster you're gonna look on film. He's four. Well, I think he ran like a 4.5, man. 4.5, 4.6, and making all these plays. All right, so let's watch it. Now, technique and learning, we got our alignment, we got everything, we read our cues. Now let's go ahead and read this 3 steps. Let's watch it. He takes a couple read steps, money. All right, so you're not able to see it. Let's watch it. We're gonna see Rex do his 3-step. We're gonna count it out. So this is something that you need to practice. You need to practice this day in and out. Just like I talked about press releases. I talked about 10,000 reps. This is part of it. Let's read. Let's watch it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, watch it. And they only on this clip, the announcer actually says, "Hey, that was a great play. He read the 3-step. You know, I'm telling you." So my high school, I think my college guys understand what the quarterback drop is and why it's so important. But if you don't read it, guys, listen. And I've done clips on high school guys at the Nike opening and rivals camp and all that stuff. And I say it over and over again. I say, look, because a lot of times they're like, hey, coach, my coach tells me just to stare at the receiver. He said, hey, just stare at the receiver. And it's a time and place for that. I say usually when they're in the slot, so you're not able to see it, but you also, you're not all alone. You usually got a safety over top. And when you're inside, and then you can kind of, it's a little bit more free. I always like playing in the nickel. I always felt more free. But when you over here, you all alone, man. Right? So you definitely need to read the 3 so you have more information. So now you can make a play on this. I'm telling you, if you don't if you don't learn how to read the 3-step drop, then you'll most likely never make a play in the quick game, the short routes, slant, out, hitch, and then you become a guesser. So then you don't really know how to read it. See, then you just start guessing. And when you guess, that's when you get got. Okay? Make this second nature, fellas. That's what it became for him, to the point where you may not be the biggest, fastest guy, but God doggy, your football IQ is so high and you're so used to it, and you made it second nature by your repetition. 1, 2, 3. Bruh. So the 3-step read the drop, there's a way that you can practice this. Obviously you're gonna you don't necessarily have to have a receiver with you. It's good to have another guy there who could just stand there. But the way that I practice it, and it's in the one-on-one mastery program, all right? You guys can email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com so you can see how I was doing it with my guy Arash, you know. But all you need is somebody who can do a drop and you can walk through it. You take your read steps, just like Asante did right here, and then you read it. I like to count it out loud, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. The more you do it, the better you get. So along with your press releases, we're talking about in man coverage. And here's the thing, in zone coverage, you read the 3 too. Especially, let's say you were in cover 3. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and let's watch it. Let me see if I can apply this. All right, so let's say you're in cover 3. All right, so your backer, let's say you had a single high safety. You got your backers, they're showing blitz. But let's say they're going to get back and drop back in coverage, all right? So he's going to drop back in coverage. You're still all alone, right? And it's still a short throw. So you just got to understand, in cover 3, I got deep third. All right, fellas? So he got a deep third, he got a deep third, and he got a deep third. I'm speaking hypothetically. So if he runs the 3-step like that, you can still make a play. Just understand the risk and understand what it is. It's 3rd and 5, okay? And it's part of taking risks, but as long as you read your cues and understand what coverage you're in. But remember, I posted a video back when I was I was showing when I was at Ohio University as a freshman. We were going against Pitt. They were like I think they were like top 20 in the nation. We ended up beating them. But 2 of the plays, our offense did not score. All right, I think we won 14. I forgot. We won in overtime. Both plays were cover 3. Now, here's the thing about zone. You got so many different variations of zone. That's why I said just at the end of the day is deep third. But you got different blitzes out of it, right? But the thing is, we were my freshman year, we were a high zone blitz team. All right, so we would blitz out of every zone because it was our personnel. We didn't have necessarily great personnel until Coach Solis started bringing more guys in. Preferably from the South, for skill players, skill positions. So I had a little bit more speed. Not saying the guys from the South are faster, but this is how it was because we didn't have the best pick at Ohio. But so we ran a lot. Both of those plays, go through my channel. That's why I tell you to watch all of the channel, all my videos. Deion Barham scored. He scored both touchdowns to have us win that game, fellas. And the first touchdown was just like this. It was literally near the same place on the field. And it was a 3-step drop. And the dude, he had a tighter split, but he ran a 5-yard out. All right. And Deion, he could see the 3-step. He was really good at this. I remember, man, he was a senior. I was a freshman. He was runner up for the Thorpe Award, fellas. If you don't know what that is, look it up. And he broke on it, and then he housed it. Okay. So he broke on it, saw the 3-step. That's the first touchdown of the game. Second quarter, I think. Maybe first or the second quarter. And then in overtime, we're in the red zone. And Deion, again, I think, it was a blitz. It might have been a blitz. 3-step drop. It was a slant, just like this. So even in man or zone, when you're playing off, reading that 3 is going to help you out a lot. Now, obviously, look, to my guys to the other side of the field, you have more of a threat. So if you're playing cover 3 over here, deep third, guys, it wouldn't be smart to necessarily break on a 3-step drop over here. You get what I'm saying? Because if these guys go vertical and he runs a hitch or he runs a slant, then you got to be over top of this guy. So that's what I'm saying. You got to be a smarter football player. You got to always seek to increase your football IQ. And that comes with experience and then obviously good coaching and then just learning the game, which you guys have way more opportunity to do now because you got the internet. But over here, you see this? We're all alone. We don't have much of a threat unless this guy comes all the way over here, which you need to be aware of. And I'm talking on his own. Look, you can be a little bit more risky over here, So just understand and then know where the sticks are and know the down and distance. But let's watch it one more time. We're in man. And this is how you make it. You got to make plays. You can't be scared at cornerback. As long as you know the technique, you know what you're doing, you repped it a million. Well, I say a million. I'm going to say 10,000 times. You're going to make plays, and that's how you get drafted. That's how you get scholarships. That's how you become the man. Let's count it one more time. I count it in my head. I do my reach steps, and I count it. I'll say 1, 2, 3. I snap back to receiver. Let's go make a play. All right, fellas. Make a play. You got to disrupt the ball. You got to have ball disruption. That means for this year, you need to set your goals for your interceptions, your pass breakups, your fumble recoveries, your fumble, scooping scores. You got to get the ball out. Pass deflections, you got to get the ball out, and you need to score this year. That's what this guy did his whole career, man. It was amazing. All right, so I just want to encourage you, fellas. This is talking about the 3-step drop, but you can do it in zone coverage or man. You just gotta understand what you're doing and why. What's the purpose? Ask your coach. So, coach, man, come to him with a good attitude. We're running this coverage. Hey, so why do we run this coverage against this formation? And then your coach can explain it to you. This is why we do it. So when you understand more, the better you can do, the faster you can move. You got to ask the right questions. Learn, man. Be a learner. Be a seeker of knowledge. You're going to get better, all right? Make sure you email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. As for the one-on-one mastery program, I'm going to include everything else in there, mind and body training, catching series from Billy, and the punt and kick return. Because I talk about getting the ball in your hand, right? Well, you need to return kicks and punt returns, some punts, and score. All right? Make plays. Make a play. every game. All right, fellas. Peace. Stay tuned for the next video.